We are hardly a month into 2025 and we already have our first MLM closure of the year. Let's roll the disclaimer. Hello and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, hi. We talk about multi-level marketing stuff here a lot, among other things, but today is some pretty big news. But even if you've been here a while, I've never actually talked about this multi-level marketing company on this channel before. It's called EPICURE. It's actually a Canadian company, but it's been operating in the United States for, I believe, 5 years, but it was operating in Canada for like 32 years or something like that. I feel like over the past year especially, we've seen a lot of multi-level marketing companies kind of start closing their doors. This one is particularly sad because of, I guess, the way they went about doing it. And it really just ended up screwing over not only their corporate employees, which apparently they had about 200 corporate employees, but some lady that I saw on Facebook said that they had over 22,000 ambassadors, so like the frontline salespeople, you know, the distributors, if you will, when we're talking about multi-level marketing. 22,000 of them just really had the rug pulled out from underneath them, and that is sad. It is a lesson that we're always trying to teach when we're talking about the dangers of joining multi-level marketing companies, network marketing, direct sales, whatever you want to say, because it's always pitched to you and sold to you like, you are a business owner if you join my team. Like, this is your business, you're your own boss, you make your own hours, blah, blah, blah. And we're always saying like, no, actually, you're not your own boss. And this isn't your own business. And this is like prime example number one of how you can be a consultant in a multi-level marketing company one day, and then the next day, the company just like ceases to exist. And that's pretty much what happened here with EPICURE. So it was just this past Friday, January 24th, when at the end of the business day, like literally at night, is when I heard about this. And I know I heard about it fairly soon after it happened. On a Friday evening, EPICURE ambassadors, I believe is what they're called, received the following email. We're gonna read it together. And honestly, just like imagine going about your day, it's about to be the weekend, and you get this email just out of the blue. No warnings, no signs to say that this was going to be happening. This just shows up in your inbox. It says, "To our ambassador community, after 32 incredible years, it's with great sadness that I share that effective today, January 24th, 2025, EPICURE is immediately ceasing its operations. This was not a choice made lightly, but one born from the weight of financial challenges many in the industry have experienced following the pandemic." I have a lot to say about that, but we'll get to it in a sec. "Despite our relentless commitment to our mission of promoting healthier living and supporting time-starved families in creating nourishing meals together, we were sadly unable to fully recover. EPICURE's story has always been about empowering others to prioritize their health without compromise, and together we've transformed people's lives. Words cannot fully express my gratitude for your support, passion, and belief in our mission. Your unwavering support and dedication to the wonderful community that we've built together has meant everything to me. Thank you for being part of this extraordinary journey and for your support, trust, and loyalty over the years. I will forever cherish the impact we've made together. EPICURE is working with MNP to determine next steps post-closure. You will receive further communication from MNP within 5 business days. Sylvie Roquette, or Rochette maybe, EPICURE founder and owner." Maybe those words would have stuck a little bit better if it had been followed with like, "We're closing our doors on April 1st or something like that, you know, like give people time to figure their stuff out, give them time to make arrangements. But they didn't do that. This just came out of nowhere. And this is something I forgot to say. If you've never heard of EPICURE before, this MLM, and like I said, I haven't talked about it because it's not one that's so much in the spotlight as far as like drama and like crazy unethical stuff that's just blatantly going on. Well, obviously all multi-level marketing companies are unethical naturally. You know, it comes with the territory of being a multi-level marketing company and operating as one. But they literally just sold like spice blends and like dip blends and like cooking utensils. Quite honestly, I do not see a point in having an MLM about buying spices. So it's interesting that EPICURE managed to do this for 30 years before they ended up actually closing down. My understanding is that like some of those spice blends, I was reading somewhere on maybe Reddit or on a comment somewhere, someone was saying like, yeah, there's like a salt, pepper, and garlic flake mix that you can get for like $12. And it's like, you can literally just make that yourself for so much cheaper. And it's like, yeah, why would you spend $12 on that? That's insane. Especially you go to the grocery store, any grocery store, and the spice aisle is like huge. Now, what really makes this super interesting is that literally the week prior to this, they had just hosted a retreat in Mexico. Nobody knew that anything was going on. Like the ambassadors, I would assume the higher performing ones had won like an all-inclusive VIP trip to Mexico for their involvement in EPICURE. EPICURE's like paying for all this stuff, and then meanwhile, a week later, they're like, we're closing, bye. It's wild. When I say that they really pulled the rug out from under these people, there was no sign of this happening at all. People are left speechless. They didn't see this coming. And as unfortunate as it is, we always talk about how multi-level marketing, the way you make your money is unethical, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, from a human perspective, while this is unusual to say that that this is your job, your full-time income comes from a multi-level marketing company, you know, selling the products and more likely than not recruiting a team and then making commissions off of their sales. But regardless, it's income nonetheless. And a lot of these people have families, they have children, they have bills, you know? Despite the unethical nature of multi-level marketing, it's still sad to see someone who like might have just really got their footing going and could have been like, all right, well, now this is my full-time job. And then all of a sudden it's like, nope, it's not, bye. While it's a cautionary tale, again, that we're always trying to say, like, hey, you know, don't put all your eggs in the MLM basket. This can happen to anyone, any day, anytime. It can happen to you. It's just another reason for anti-MLMers to be like, we told you, you know? Now, according to Reddit, and actually I saw some comments about this on Facebook as well, or I think there's two people. One is Sylvie Rochette, whatever. She's the one who wrote the email that we read. And she's the founder, I guess. And then the CEO was someone named Amelia Warren. So those two ladies were like the two big honchos at the top. Apparently, and I verified this for myself just by a quick search, but they have deleted all of their social media. I saw their LinkedIns are still up, but like their Instagram accounts and their Facebook accounts do not exist anymore. They literally closed EPICURE randomly, blindsided everybody, and then deleted all of their social media, like went dark. Like just to add insult to injury, it's just kind of like, okay, so, and then you're just gonna leave us in the dark? You're just gonna not give us answers? You know, it is ultimately pretty messed up. The other thing I was gonna say is that according to the email, they're blaming COVID. Another really interesting thing is that, and I'm wondering if this is really why we saw so many MLMs close last year. I mean, aside from, you know, the public discourse and the outspoken anti-MLM movement saying like, hey, let's stop supporting MLMs. I think that's part of it. But of course, I also do think that, you know, factually, when COVID happened, so like 2020 and 2021, multi-level marketing companies had a big boom. Like they were on a very steep upward trajectory because what had happened is that, as we all know, so many people lost their jobs when COVID happened. They couldn't work. Their jobs were no longer operating and they had nothing coming in to pay their bills. So basically all the MLM girlies were like, let's try to recruit everybody who lost their jobs. And they did, and it was successful. A lot of people felt desperate and they're like, oh, you have a work from home opportunity, I'll take it. So then what I think happened, and this is just my personal opinion, is that these MLMs had a big growth spurt and they obviously had to then hire more people, invest more resources, invest more money into said growth, into keeping the operations on par with what they were selling and who they were recruiting and all those things. But then, as I predicted would happen, when this all started, I was like, and not just me, but I know other people were saying it too, but I specifically remembering being like, you know, they're recruiting a lot of people right now, but this is not going to last. There's going to be a mass exodus like 2022, 2023. People are going to start leaving in droves because they're realizing that you just can't be successful in these companies. It's a very, very low chance that you will ever be successful in a multi-level marketing company. And that's, I think, what happened. So all these these companies had invested so much time, resources, and money into keeping up with the COVID boom that by the time it was over and then people started leaving, now you have like all these extra employees you have to pay. You have all this extra stock sitting around. No one is ordering. And I think that spelled out some financial issues for multi-level marketing companies. I mean, that's what makes sense to me. I'm sure there was more to a lot of this, but like just to blame COVID is really interesting to me because I don't think it was necessarily COVID's fault because MLMs were doing great during COVID. What I think happened is that all these MLMs just like mismanaged themselves to the point of like, yeah, obviously like this growth is not sustainable and you guys are investing in it as if it is, and it's like it's clearly not. So I think that is part of it. So we don't have like a ton of answers right now, but the main part of this video that I want to share with you guys is, you know, some of the reactions to this rug pull, if you will. There aren't a lot of like videos. I found two that we're gonna look at today of you can, you know, see people's emotion and stuff and hear from them. I did find a few more, but they were all in French because EPICURE is a Canadian company and obviously there are parts of Canada that speak French and apparently they're the ones who are upset on TikTok. So I found a few videos of those, but I couldn't understand what they were saying. Generally, like Facebook, for example, I saw a lot of posts of people being like, I'm so sorry to all my EPICURE family, blah blah blah, like almost sentimental posts even, but there are a few people who spoke out with what I believe everyone is truly feeling. So first of all, this was a story that was posted to MLM Exit's Instagram story. She's a friend of mine. She's really great. So go follow her for all the latest and greatest in MLM news. I'm not sure who originally posted it because she censored it, but it says, we got this email from EPICURE's trustee today. We didn't know they had a trustee. Wait, I thought that email came from Sylvie or whatever her name is. Anyway, I don't know. This has been my income source for 26 years, and one of the things that made being an illness hermit survivable the past 3 years. It allowed me to work with incredibly amazing humans that I love and adore. I had the best community. I've been wrapped in an electric blanket for 3 hours, numb and shaking, ever since a few home team friends told me they were shut down. I've lost the income that allowed me to raise my family and buy my property. It allowed me to be an illness hermit and pay my bills and have community without having to leave my house. And for that, I am so incredibly grateful. I have so much more to say, but for right now, I'm going to hang out with my community that are all grieving. Soon my brain and body will crash out. EPICURE paid out massive millions in compensation to people all across North America. This is a huge financial impact for thousands of people and my friends. I see you. I love you. I'm sorry. For all those with orders pending, I'm sorry. This is all I know right now. Yeah, that's another thing too. There's actually another comment that I found on an article about this, someone left, that I think points to this same point. How this person was saying, like, if you have pending orders, like, sorry man, I had no idea that this was gonna happen. So someone commented on an article about EPICURE shutting down, and they said, I had been a consultant for a year and didn't make quota in November 2024. I reactivated 4 days ago, plus placed an order. They knew that they were closing and they still took my money. That's bad business. Now, obviously, that's just, we're assuming bankruptcy in Canada is different than the United States, but how can you just be like, one day be like, everything's fine, and then the next day be like, oop, we are ceasing to exist now because bankruptcy. That's not an overnight thing, generally. Like, if I had to guess, I would say they definitely did know that this was coming, that they were planning on doing this, that there's no way that they were going to be able to make this work. And meanwhile, they just kept recruiting people. And so the comment continues. It says $49.95 to reactivate, $29.95 for some annual insurance, $33 for catalogs, and $273 in product that I'll never see. I'm so upset. And she was a consultant. They dropped her for not making enough sales and then took her money for her to reactivate and become a distributor again. And then 4 days later, they're like, never mind. Thanks for the money. Bye. Is she going to get a refund? What's happening there? But anyway, back to the MLM exit screenshot. This person's comment like goes back and forth between being like, I am so upset, and then also being like, I'm so grateful. Like there's a lot of hills on this roller coaster here that we're reading, you know? Let's see another one here. So this is a picture that was posted alongside with a caption we're gonna read, but you can go see this for yourself. If you try to go to Epicure's website now, it comes up with this message that says, "Our websites may be unavailable at the moment. Please check back shortly for updated information. Thank you for your patience." Now, the weird thing is, though, is there's a date at the top that says May 1st, 2022. It's 2025. What's going on? Yeah, I mean, it might just be a glitch or something that shouldn't be there, but it is questionable why it says May 1st, 2022. Who knows? But anyway, this person says, "A heartfelt rant about Epicure's closure. I apologize in advance for this lengthy rant, but I can't contain my outrage over Epicure closing their doors. It's hitting me harder than the news about 31, which, for reference, 31 is an MLM that closed last year. They sold bags and like they're super Jesus-y bag selling people. I don't know." Weird. But yeah, they closed down. In just the last day, I've been reading posts from former consultants, current ambassadors, and longtime customers, and honestly, my heart breaks. The stories and sentiments shared are testament to the community that Epicure built over the years. Yet, what we got in return was a cold, outdated message on a website, a 2022 notice that offered no explanation and no apology. How is that acceptable? Reflecting on the recent restructuring, when they shifted from a consultant model to an ambassador program, it feels like a clear sign that something was amiss. When a company with over 30 years of history starts restructuring, it's often a precursor to closure. Okay, so I didn't realize that was what was going on. I'm wondering if she means shifting from a consultant model, so like an MLM model, to maybe it was more of an affiliate model where there wasn't as much, team building, although we're going to hear from people later talking about their teams. So I think they still have teams and stuff, like I don't know what those changes were, but it is interesting that she brings this up because we do see this in other MLMs that close, like going immediately from being, operating as, in my opinion, what is close to a pyramid scheme, and then being like, now we're an affiliate program. Like we saw that a lot last year. And some of those MLMs did close down. Some of them are still going on as affiliate programs. It is a red flag, I think, if MLM companies start, changing their compensation plans and things just kind of out of nowhere like that. And the fact that they're kind of all doing it at the same time, I think it just speaks to how MLMs are doing these days, and it's not good. I remember having the real Amelia Warren, so that's the CEO, as a Facebook friend during my time as an Epicure consultant. I admired her passion and dedication. Just recently, I saw her sharing recipes and tips, but now she seems to have vanished from social media. It's disheartening. Amelia claimed to have grown the company into a $100 million success, yet suddenly ambassadors are locked out, unable to process orders or payments for items they had no reason to believe were at risk. It's shocking that a company of this magnitude would not have foreseen such a crisis and taken steps to address it. The lack of integrity in this situation is staggering, and my heart goes out to all the ambassadors affected. One thing that she doesn't mention in there too is that, okay, yeah, they're locked out, they can't process orders and receive payments and stuff, but a lot of these ambassadors, the way I understand it, is that they inventory load. I think the next post we're going to look at here, there's a picture of a lady with like a box full of whisks, like so many whisks. I'm like, no singular person needs that many whisks. I'll show it to you in a second. But that is so much product. Like they are inventory loading, even for their own personal use. This company was selling a lot of different products, and these people were consuming all of them.
Do you think I love Epicure? I think I do.
It's just a big, cash dump to where they were probably encouraged to continue dumping cash into being a product of the product. So like, you can't sell the product if you don't use it yourself kind of thing. So like we see this in basically every MLM. They all do the same thing. It's like if you're in Monat, you better be using all the Monat shampoo, conditioner, and hair care and skincare and all that, or else how are you expecting to sell it? Same thing. And I think Epicure was also one of the companies that was big on the in-home parties kind of thing. I would assume they would just go book parties at people's houses and cook for them and stuff using the spices and the dips and things. That would make sense. So of course, the ambassador would have to have all that stuff on hand to be able to go to a party, cook for people, and then, hopefully make sales. So yeah, that's something else to consider too, is that there's probably a lot of people who are going to be trying to sell off their stock now because like they paid for it, they have it, it's food, it's gonna go bad if they don't sell it soon. All right, we don't have to read the rest of that post. It's just kind of nothing. This lady said, "Hey friends, here we are, day 2 of being in limbo. The unknown is scary, but I'm holding on to hope. I still have hope for EPICURE, but the realist in me knows my life is going to pivot. I will not be making any decisions this week because I'm not in the headspace to. I want to take a moment and just thank you all for your kindness and support. This too shall pass, and there will be a rainbow from this storm." I'm sure this is really how most of them are feeling, you know? So many of them are just like, "Oh no, I don't regret a thing, like I love my EPICURE family and blah blah blah," but I'm sure they all are like struggling in the way that this person is outwardly saying she is. Oh my god, I finally found the whisk lady I was looking for so long. Okay, check out all these whisks. Inventory loading who? This person says, "So yesterday everyone in the company, including possibly the owners at EPICURE, very suddenly found out that they're no longer doing any kind of business effective immediately with no prior warning." Girl, if you really think that the CEO and the founder didn't know this was gonna happen, you live in Delulu land, okay? They're in Canada and bankruptcy is handled differently there. To say it was shocking is an understatement. I'm thankful I wasn't depending on the paychecks from them like many were, and my heart is absolutely breaking for them, but I'm also sad for myself and many others who were just starting out and doing well with it or just loving the products as customers. It's definitely a gut punch and something none of us can wrap our heads around why they did this to everyone. We are waiting for so many answers that will probably take some time and trying very hard to not let anger overcome us with the way it's been done and have some compassion and show grace until we know more. It's yet another reminder of how fragile our life is and can be turned upside down in an instant. You never know when something could be a blessing in disguise, though. When I was laid off from my last job after 6 years, it all turned out for the better. It's still tough to go through, but eventually God's plan shone through and blessings continued to flow in ways I never imagined. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Take your whisks and good luck selling them, I guess. I don't know what else to say. Now we can finally get to some videos here. So while I was looking for Whisk Lady, I came across this one, and this was something else I wanted to bring up too, because I've seen a lot of posts of people being like, "Hey, stop trying to recruit people who just got kicked out of EPICURE, you know, like, can we give them a minute to breathe?" I found a video of a guy in Live Good. Maybe it's not new, maybe it's been around for a while, but yep. Looking at Live Good's compensation plan right now, and you can get paid 15 levels deep, and yep, they call themselves an affiliate plan, but no, this is multi-level marketing. Don't get it twisted. Anyway, this guy's in Live Good, and he wants to tell all of us about how Live Good is the future. And everyone fucked up by joining EPICURE instead of Live Good. It's just so messed up to do this. Like, you have not a single shred of empathy in your body if you're doing this. So anyway, let's watch this.
Not sure if you saw, but another network marketing company closed after decades of being in business. EPICURE, been around, I think it was 34 years, and without any kind of warning or notice, all the affiliates got an email saying, you know, "Sorry, we're closed, we're done." And, you know, it's terrible because, you know, people put their lives into these things, you know, or years into these things, and, you know, just, you know, gone like that overnight. You know, same thing happened with Beachbody. You heard the story, I'm sure. But, you know, again, it's just a prime example how what I keep saying is that the traditional network marketing model just doesn't work. You see them closing everywhere, and if they're not shutting down, their sales and their revenues are going down. I mean, you can look at it, it's online. I'm not making this stuff up, you can look it up. So it's crazy. That's what I love about Live Good. It's a different concept. I keep telling people it's different, and they're like, not really getting it.
It's not.
It's a membership model. It's completely different. It's a whole new way of doing network marketing. The traditional way is failing. This is truly a revolution, as they say. So if you want to check it out, just tell you, click the link in my bio. It's a 5-minute video that will tell you exactly what it is, how it works. When you understand the compensation plan with unlimited generational matching bonuses, when you understand that, because I didn't even at first, it's mind-blowing. The potential is insane. It's unlimited. So just check it out. Nothing to lose. 5 minutes. Talk to you soon.
Nothing to lose, really, sir? How much does it cost to become a fucking ambassador for Live Good or whatever you call an affiliate? How much does that cost? Nothing to lose? You're gonna at least lose that. Yeah, when I was just looking at Live Good's website, it was you do have to pay like a yearly membership subscription kind of thing. I mean, I don't know exactly how it works, but just looking at their compensation plan, they have like 7 ways to get paid, and it's all generally like traditional stuff we see in every other MLM. Compensation plans vary when it comes to like numbers and percentages and stuff, but the same idea generally makes up these compensation plans. So I don't know what you're seeing in this, dude. Live Good better be next after watching that. Like, I hope this guy gets a rude awakening. No one even gives a shit about Live Good. No one even cares. There are a few videos. I don't know if we want to watch all of them here, but let's do this one. So this one is the first one I found. So as soon as I got the news that Epicure was closing, I found this lady on TikTok. It's like this video had been posted like an hour ago. So this was very fresh from this lady here.
So yeah, this is a tough one. It won't take long while word spreads that Epicure, lots of people know them as Victorian Epicure, the Canadian spice company, that launched into the States about 5 years ago. And I joined them 5 years ago. I'm Canadian, and it's something that I've been using in my home and with my family for years, and climbed the ladder pretty quick, worked really hard, and rumors started flowing around 4 o'clock, and by 6 p.m. we had an email tonight that they've closed their doors. No notice, no warning, no chance to save any information, no chance to get customers' information, no chance to even save recipes. You know, some of us, like me, have been cooking with this company for over 20 years. And all of our recipes are gone. Our kids' favorite foods are gone. My son's autistic, and he eats their mac and cheese. And it is one of his 5. He eats 5 foods: pizza, pasta, toast, pretzels, and junk, sugar, candy. So those are the 5 things he eats. He lives off vitamins, and the pasta is Epicure mac and cheese. And being on the spectrum, he can tell the difference between other brands. He can tell the difference. Oh, Mr. Noodles falls into the pasta. So those are pretty much the 5. And I can't get him anymore. And today was the first day in my life. I've been in direct sales for 25 years. Actually, no, I lied. I've been in direct sales nearly 30 years. My first direct sales company was Watkins based, and I was a teenager. So I've been in direct sales over 30 years.
The caption said drug sales, and that's not what she said. She said direct sales, but it's like, do people not check their captions before they post TikToks? Like, maybe, like, make sure TikTok isn't accusing you of selling drugs.
And this is the first time in my life where I understand why people warn other people about network marketing and multi-level marketing and all that.
It took you 30 fucking years to realize this. The one thing that made her realize that, oh, maybe we're right, is because now suddenly it affects her. But up until this point, didn't matter how many people were struggling because of the money they were losing in multi-level marketing, because of this situation, a rug pull, whatever it is. Everything we've ever said about being like, don't join an MLM, here's a bazillion reasons why. She just ignored them until finally now suddenly it affects her and she's like, oh, now I get it. It's like, I don't know how to teach you how to give a shit about other people. I don't know how to teach you that you can learn from other people's mistakes. Just open your eyes and live outside of your own head for once. It's so frustrating to hear people say this kind of stuff like, for the first time in 30 years, I finally get it. It should not have taken you that long. Now, the anti-mlm movement hasn't been loud for 30 years, but we've certainly been loud for at least like 5 or 6 years at this point. You have had enough time to consider this, to think deeply and introspectively about this and be like, oh, I get what they're saying. Like, it's a pretty easy crazy concept. But she's just like, oh, it's not happening to me, so I don't care. I'm going to continue recruiting people and selling these products, these overpriced spice blends. But then suddenly it's an issue when you're the one affected by it. You can't get through to these people, dude. And it sucks. It sucks so bad. Just care about other people, dude. It's not that hard.
I have only been very fortunate to be blessed by those income streams. As a mom of such a large family, we have 9 children. I've birthed 7, including a set of triplets.
Oh my God.
I couldn't work outside the home for many years. And this was a way for me to contribute. And that's gone with one simple email. So to all my spice sisters and brothers, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And you're in my thoughts and prayers. And I will keep hoping and praying that there is a brighter window or door open soon. But for now, this sucks. It sucks big. And to everybody too who is anticipating their commission today that wasn't paid, that sucks too.
I didn't think the leopards were gonna eat my face. This sucks. People are gonna get up my butt about being like, you shouldn't be laughing. If you feel bad for people, why are you laughing? It's like, it's hard to have complete and total sympathy for someone like this. Or for anyone in an MLM. Like, as far as I'm concerned, there's no excuse for you to not know any of this stuff.
I'm gonna, trust that we will get those commissions when the bankruptcy company takes over or whatever.
I wouldn't hold my breath, ma'am.
But I'm sad. I'm so sad. I'm especially sad for, those who are very high up in the company and their families were making a substantial amount of money and this was their only source of income because there's a few of them. Not a lot. I mean, they're literally the top 0.1%, but there's a few of them who also, with no notice, lost it all today. Some of them owning multiple houses, multiple vehicles, you name it.
Oh, darn. You mean they're gonna have to sell 1 or 2 of their houses to be able to not go bankrupt themselves? Darn. Who needs that much material shit? Like, I'm really confused at where this woman's, like, empathy line is drawn. She's like, I feel so sorry for the rich people. But meanwhile, she's just like, I've been in network marketing for 30 years and I don't care what happens to anyone else. Now that it's happening to me, now I'm sad. But, like, I didn't care up until this point. It's just like, girl, she's a bootlicker, dude. I'm sorry. There's probably people who are going to feel a lot more sympathetic to this woman than I do right now, but she's just said some shit that I'm just like, girl, she's reaching for pity points and she's not getting them from me.
They were the top. And it's gone. And they weren't paid today. So before you go and throw hate and trash and all that around, please just hold some space for those of us that are grieving. Just allow us to process and maybe be supportive and help us to remember the good times because these companies brought so many good people into our lives. I can tell you that my closest friends in the world are because of direct sales. I loved being able to help my friends who are on maternity leave make money and buy things for their kids that they couldn't have and stuff.
Oh, okay, so now you're admitting that you've been just preying on pregnant women the entire time. Great, cool. I think collectively when this happens, those of us who are against multi-level marketing companies celebrate in a way that it's like, yay, this predatory company is no longer preying on people. But I think for the most part, we all still hold a little bit of compassion in our hearts for being like, dude, this does suck. It sucks that you're losing your income even though I don't agree with the way you made it. So yeah, no, I think most of us definitely have that compassion, but like for this lady in particular, I'm just so annoyed. How much more to this video is there? Oh, it's almost done. Good, because I can't listen to her reach for pity points anymore.
There is a purpose, I get that. Deep down, I know there is a purpose and it does good. I just wish that companies weren't allowed to do this type of closure.
Who do you think is going to enforce that? Really? Do you hear yourself? You know what? Go start your own small business and then you can stay open indefinitely. You can file for bankruptcy and still try to operate your business. Like, I don't know. You go do that. Hey, you've been a boss babe business owner for 30 years now. You should know how to start your own business at this point, right? Like, come on.
I think of, for the last 25 days, I've been thinking about my sisters from 31 that I was with for many years. And they were notified in the fall that it was closing, but they were given time. They had outlet sales, they had all that. They were given time. And I just hate that this is how our goodbye is. I really do. I'm not good with change to begin with as a person, but this is something else. So I'm sad. I'm sad for me. I'm sad for you. I'm sad for everybody who is as dependent on these foods as we are. And I'm especially sad for those who, during this already tumultuous economic situation that we're in, are even more scared, as they should be. You were wronged. And I'm so sorry.
That's enough of that. I have one more video we'll go over here because this lady has a different approach to the video that she made here. So the one we just watched obviously is like, please pity me. Oh, poor me. I am so sad. The leopards ate my face. Oh no. This lady instead is like, nah, I'm pissed, you know? So we love to see that. So let's hear what she has to say.
So yesterday was an interesting day. I was going about my life as usual, and I was planning something for my EPICURE business, and then I noticed some things being posted online about EPICURE closing down. And I was quite shocked. So anyways, it turned out to be true. Within hours, people started receiving an email that was total bullshit from the founder, Sylvie, saying that after 32 years, EPICURE is closing its doors effective today. So yesterday. So no warning, nothing. You know, there's a lot of people on my team and others who are posting like these really beautiful, nice, grateful messages on their pages. I have a different approach. I don't know what it is about me. There needs to be some sort of justice. And when I feel like people have been wronged, I will fight for them. If people have rights, I will fight for their rights. And the way that this went about really ticks me off. They have over 22,000 over. This is the last time I checked too, so maybe even more ambassadors across Canada and the US that they've completely just screwed. Some people who depend on this business, it's literally their livelihood, who had no warning whatsoever, and everything was just, the rug was just ripped right out. There are things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for my team. Honestly, the reason that I stayed with EPICURE, I love the product, don't get me wrong. It did teach me a lot of things about cooking healthier, which that I am appreciative of. But I'm most thankful for the people that I met along the way. More specifically, my team, not so much like outwards of that. But specifically the people that I really, really bonded with, it was, they were a light in the dark. I got into this during COVID. Aside from that, I'm pissed. And I'm sorry, but I don't feel like it's right for me, maybe for others, but I don't feel like it's right for me to write this phony message on my page saying, blah, 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 yay, EPICURE. Screw them! They literally just pulled the rug out from underneath of so many people, thousands of people, and they're gone. Like, no social media, everything is gone off the internet. Like, they just deleted all of their accounts, personal and EPICURE, and then sent this couple paragraph email saying, so after 32 years, effective today, we're closing our doors. Thank you for all of your commitment. Thank you for all of your hard work. Meaning, thank you for all of the money that you poured into our pockets and you lined our pockets. Like, literally, politician bullshit is what it is. Because people did put a lot of effort into this, and people deserve to know, and they didn't tell anybody. People are going to claim that it was legally they can't tell anybody. Bullshit. Sorry, but 31, another MLM that closed recently, they had months to prepare for their bankruptcy. They were all aware. So I just paid my insurance, my yearly insurance, 2 days ago or something. This thing doesn't happen overnight. They knew they were in trouble. and they took people's money to the bitter end, and I'm not happy about it. So as much as I'm thankful for the people on my team and the connections that I've made, I'm also really heartbroken that I feel like the wool has been pulled over their eyes in a sense, and they're being manipulated. It's about right and wrong here. And what they did was wrong. And I'm going to tell all you, because I appreciate you and you guys have supported me for the past 4 years doing this. I'm going to tell you that what they did was wrong, and it affected a lot of people. And I don't know what's to come. I don't know if somebody bought the company. I don't know if they just took the money and ran. I have no idea. But I'm going to be completely honest with you and not put some rosy colored glasses on about it. So that's where I'm at. Everything's going to be fine. I think, actually, if this is the way it was, then everybody's better off.
There's still another minute left to this video, but, like, sorry, I couldn't stop her. Like, she was spitting. I like this girl. I think she has a good head on her shoulders and is in tune with reality. She's not pussyfooting around, making shit up to make herself feel better, and doing this toxic positivity thing that MLM distributors always do. This girl's real, at least. I mean, I hope she doesn't join another MLM, but she was talking about 31 also, so it's like she probably has a history in MLMs as well. So, I mean, hopefully this experience, like, turns her off from them, but no, she's right. Everything she has said here is correct. What they did and how they did it was shitty. Yeah.
These people that are higher up that have money, like, they honestly think that they can do whatever they want and treat people however they want. 22,000 ambassadors, at least, across Canada and the US. It's not okay.
Interesting. That's all I have. I mean, I do have another video, but I'm just like, I think we get it. I don't know, man. Moral of the story is, if you think that you are safe in your MLM and that they would never do anything like this to you, they can and they will. They absolutely will. It is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. How they do it can vary from company to company, but you are not safe in an MLM from this happening. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Possibly we might be getting new updates on this. I don't see a reality in which I'll have to make updates. I mean, it just sounds to me like it's just generally a bankruptcy and the company is going to disappear. The CEO and the founder already tried to make themselves disappear, at least for the weekend. Maybe they'll come back. I don't know. If anything crazy happens, I'll let you know. I wouldn't hold my breath, though. It sounds to me like they just took what they could and ran with everyone's money, and it's terrible. It's just horrible. Anyway, guys, that is gonna be the end here, but first I need to thank my patrons and my members before we end it here, guys. The list of names I'm about to read off are my financial supporters. They get access to things like our private Discord server. We have a postcard club. With February coming up, I always send out little, like, Valentine's Day cards every year, so we'll be sending those out in a few weeks, sometimes even more than that. So if any of that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/SavannahMarie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to join my YouTube memberships. Just whatever platform you prefer. Works for me if it works for you. So with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Hula Chowdown, Jacqueline Nutton, Kessie Drew, KJ Barnes, Leanne, Marie Silver, Caroline Reed, Daniel Urena, Maddie Darley, Ray, Stephanie Mayfield, LaSalle Story, AJC, Fuffy Duckbutt 24, Elaine, Ferd Turgeson Esquire, Love to Be Evil, Just Mark, Baby Pink Pearl, Alice Wagner, Fallon Harris, Jessica Billhart, and Emion. And to the rest of my financial supporters, thank you so much for being here and being you. And even if you're not a financial supporter, thank you for making it to the end of this video, because YouTube loves watch time. Don't forget, I still have my Google Drive form is open again for you to send me things to react to, content suggestions, deep dive ideas and suggestions and things like that. Anything that you want to see me use for content on this channel, the Google form is open. It's going to be in the description below. Send me stuff if you want. I guess that's that. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.